We was on the bottom, yeah. Now we headed to the top, new level. On my level, don't see anybody, I don't see him. This right here could never stop, this could never stop. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. One time, ay. I live on the job, right? Yeah, I'm always at work, right? Real people stay by me, right? Haters wanna do hurt, right? Know they tryna stop me, right? Drag my name through dirt, right? I don't feed into the hate, right? I just answer with a smirk, facts. I feel so special, facts. I know my worth, facts. My bloodline royal, facts. We the kings of the earth, right? You can't stop this, nah, nah. You can't stop this, no way, yo.
How you doing, man? So you're 17, right? So the soldiers going over, history about slavery. See this stuff on the side? A lot of this stuff, can you really relate to this? Right, so you can't relate to it. So let me ask you something that you can relate to. When you look at the condition in your neighborhood, does it look prosperous? How does it look? What do they say we live in? Is that? Say it again. The hood. We live in destroyed neighborhoods. When we look at our sisters, are they looked upon as upright people? Do the people look? Do the other nations look at us as holy people? What do they call our sisters in Rancho? What do they call them? Bitches. What else? Throat babies. Thoughts. This is the stuff that you listen to in your headphones. But is that a condition that we should be in? Why? Right, we should not, because the Lord said that we are a holy people. Like we went over this sign right here, that you're the tribe of Judah. But you know what? We've been taught that we are American blacks, West Indians. That's a destroyed mind. So what the officers and soldiers are trying to bring forth to you is that we gotta come out of that. The only way to come out of it is to first acknowledge your nationality. Right. So what is your nationality? Say it again? So you're saying you are associating yourself with American black. Why? Because that's what you've been taught, correct? But what we are here to teach you is that you're not American black. You understand that? That's a destroyed mind. Give me Proverbs 1:20. And here's why, Thomas, right? You gotta come out of that. You got it?
Proverbs chapter 1 verse 20. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets.
Hear what it says, Thomas? This Bible is wisdom. Because without wisdom, you know what I would call myself? Caribbean. I'm from Barbados. I'm Bajan. But wisdom will tell me, no, I'm from the tribe of Benjamin.
Right.
Wisdom will tell you, you are actually from the tribe of Judah.
Right.
Now read on.
She crieth in the chief place of concourse.
This right here is the chief place of concourse. Look, there's business going on. People are going into the Walgreens. People are driving up and down. So you understand, we're reading prophecies out of the Bible. You with me, Thomas? Because wisdom is crying out to you. Right. Isaiah 1 and 3. So we're going to touch on some wisdom, Thomas.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 3.
Bring it up.
The ox knoweth his owner.
So the Lord is saying, listen, animals. If you ever look at animals, if you ever have a pet animal, what do you have? You have a pit bull, right? So if you come home and you call your pet, it comes to you, right? You ever think about why it doesn't speak? But it understands that you are the owner of that pet, right? Listen to what the Lord said about two animals. Read.
The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know.
It says that we, the Israelites, do not know. That's why you call yourself African American. That's why we have to bring the scriptures for you to say, to let you know you're actually not African American. That's a destroyed mind. And what has destroyed it? The things of this world. It started with slavery. Slavery was the beginning of our destruction. You with me, Thomas? Read.
But Israel doth not know.
So Thomas, we do not know. Read.
My people doth not consider.
And we have not considered that the people that were taken, you know the history about slavery, right? What's some of the history about slavery you know? Like what have they taught you in school? That they did what? That we were sold in what? We were sold in ships and we were brought over here. Now they teach you that in history, right? But you know what they left out? The people that were sold in ships were God's people.
That's right.
They didn't tell you that. They tell you they were African, then they were Negroes, but they failed to tell you that they were the children of Israel. That were sold. You understand that? You need Joel 3. And we're going to read. Now remember, they teach you in school, right? Was this Bible written during our lifetime? This was written thousands of years ago. But you know, that history that you see on here is actually written in here first.
Right.
And it tells you who sold you and who they sold you to.
Bring it out.
You got it?
Joel chapter 3 verse 1.
Bring it out.
For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
Wow, what's it? Look at it. Is Thomas. Yeah, Thomas. You hear what the two names they do? The captivity of who? Read it again.
When I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
You see that? It's right there on the sign. I will bring the captivity of Judah, and Judah is a name used for the southern kingdom, Jerusalem, northern kingdom, like the Hispanics, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans. They're actually part of your family.
Right.
But it says right there, the word is in the Bible, Judah. But you know what they do? To switch it up, we're going to call them American blacks. So Thomas would never consider he's an Israelite.
Right.
Read.
I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Yes, sir. Verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people.
You hear what it says, Thomas? They have cast lots for us. Meaning that they put us on auction blocks. That's how you see this right here. It's right on the sign, Thomas. Look at it right here. You see where we read it? Where we read it, Colin?
Joel chapter 3 verse 3.
Look at it there, Thomas. They have cast lots. This is your history. But you got to connect your history back to that Bible to understand that you are the children of Israel.
That's right.
You are not an American black.
Right.
Listen, if you understand that, look, of all the people on earth, right? All the nations on earth, God chose the American blacks. Judah. You are God's chosen people. That is something you got to consider. Why did God choose us to be his people? Because we are his children.
Right.
Read.
And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot.
A boy, when they said they give a boy for a harlot, you know, during slavery, they used to use the men to breed other slaves. They made the men whores. Read.
And sold a girl for wine.
And we do the same thing now. When it says, remember it said we call them what? Bitches, bots, broke babies. And where we see them? Strip clubs, prostituting themselves. And what we have you pop bottles. We're doing the same thing.
Right.
But we have to what? Come out of that. We have to change our mindset. We have to do what, Thomas? Consider that we are the children of Israel.
That's right.
Right.
Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
So now it's listing the nations that actually, remember you said they sold us from this place, right? Tyre and Zidon are African nations.
Right.
He's naming the people that sold us. Let me ask you, Thomas, you know who the Greeks are? Who are the Greeks? You ever heard about the Greeks? Greeks are an Edomite nation. Alright? In the Bible, they call them Grecians. So why I'm mentioning that, the next part I'm going to read, you see that the African nations, they sold us to the Grecians. That's who brought us over here. Read it. It's in the Bible. Read it.
And all the coasts of Palestine, will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried it into the temple of my godly pleasant things.
So not only did they sold us, they took all your gold, your silver. They took everything. Remember God said, when they sold us into slavery, look how we were sold. Butt naked. All your riches, everything was taken. So that you would never remember who you are. But read on.
The children also of Judah.
Who?
Of Judah.
You see it on the sign, Thomas? The children of Judah was taken into slavery. They were put on those ships. Read.
And the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians.
So what does that make history prove? What does that prove in history? Do you know what it proves, Thomas? That all the stuff that you're seeing here is from the Bible. Deuteronomy 28:68. All this imagery, it shows, Thomas, that you are not what? That you are not a black American.
Right.
Right.
What are you? The children of what?
Right.
That's right.
That's right.
Right.
What's the name of your nation? It's right there. What? Israel. I know that's okay, because you know why, Thomas? It's foreign to you. No one has ever taught you that.
Right.
But now you what? Now you what? Now you know.
Right.
Because why? Wisdom have cried out in the street.
Right.
And educated you that you are not American black.
Right.
You are from the tribe of Judah, the nation of Israel. You got to remember that. When you leave here, you got to remember that. You got to stop calling yourself American black. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So when you examine history, Thomas, what I want you to do, when you go home and you get a brief moment, examine the Israelites. Know that they were in Egypt serving hard bondage. And the Lord said, when they were brought into the wilderness, the Lord said, I'm going to take you back into Egypt when you break my commandments. Meaning that they were going to go back into hard bondage. It's called slavery.
Right.
That's what it's called. Now it said you should go back in what, Thomas? How were they going to go back into Egypt? By what? See it right there? The Bible doesn't lie.
Right.
Right.
It does not lie.
That's right.
Bring it out.
The Lord said, for breaking, listen, he says, for breaking his commandments, we're going to go back into slavery. So do you think the Lord is going to deliver us out of this? You said no, right? You think he wants to deliver his children out of this? I know you're young, but if you love somebody, would you want to deliver them out of slavery? Why? Because slavery is not good for us. We were not meant to be slaves. Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6, above all nations. Listen, this is where the Lord says where we supposed to be. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou
it says, Thomas? You're part of that chosen. He chose you to be what, though?
To be a special people unto himself.
Have you looked at our people as a community, as a nation? Do you think we feel special to the Lord? No, we don't, Thomas. Look, we sell drugs to each other, murder, kill. That's where we at. But we have to come back to what, Thomas? That we are not American blacks.
Right.
That we are not West Indians.
Right.
Haitians. We gotta start coming back that we are God's chosen.
That's right.
Which you are from which tribe again, Thomas? Judah? What nation? Israel.
Right.
Wow, see how quickly you get it?
That's right.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So when you go about your day, Thomas, you gotta meditate. I'm actually above the Chinese, the Arabs, the white man. You are actually made to be above them.
Right.
But you don't see yourself that. You have been brought down low. But it's time to come back. Give me Deuteronomy 4:32. Because you said, I'm not sure if we can come out of this. But the Lord has made a way for us to come out. Got it? Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 32. Verse 39. Know therefore this day and consider it in thine heart that the Lord he is God in heaven above and upon the earth beneath. There is none else. Thou shalt keep it therefore his statutes and his commandments which I command thee this day, that it may go well with thee and with thy children after thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days upon the earth.
So, in a nutshell, Thomas, we gotta do what? Do you know? Keep God's commandments.
Right.
That's what it is. Keep God's commandments. Give me Psalms 19, verse 7. And then Acts 3:19. That's what it is, Thomas. These people on this side, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, the requirement is that they keep God's commandments. Like today's the Sabbath. There should be no buying, no selling, no working. These are things that you have to come back to. Look at the bottom of our shirts. You see what we wear? Fringes. This is part of keeping the commandments. You understand? I'm going to touch it for you. Read.
Psalms chapter 19 verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul.
So part of you converting your mind, Thomas, from being African American to Judah is to what? Convert your mind, convert your soul. And what does that? God's law. Read.
The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
Because without the laws, we are simple, Thomas. We do whatever we want to do in the earth. We break God's commandments. But in order to be wise, in order to have wisdom, in order for this to stop, we got to do what? In order for us to stop killing each other, selling drugs to one another, hating each other, we got to do what, Thomas? We got to keep what? Keep what? We got to speak loud, man. Commandments.
That's right.
Man, don't be afraid, man.
Right.
The commandments are meant for us.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
We used to scream Black Power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.